Yeah, I'm a different energy. I was sitting over there like, man, I wish I had a sign for female reproductive rights right now. This would. Speaking of, my mom just visited, and I live in Brooklyn. It was her first time in Brooklyn. We walked past this woman who had a shirt that said feminist AF. And my mom was like, I didn't realize they had an Air Force. I was quick. I was like, yeah, they totally do. And my mom stopped the woman. She's like, thank you for your service. The woman looked confused, and she's like, every day's a battle, and they both saluted. I was like, I think I just started a new branch. My mom was 40 when she had me, so she doesn't get like young lingo. Like recently I had to explain to my mom the difference between a butt dial and a booty call. Now it was very uncomfortable. It was like midnight and I get a call. I was like concerned. I was like, Mom, are you okay? She's like, sorry, it's just a booty call. I was like, Mom, how many people have you said this to? She's like, hold on, I'm booty calling your brother. Let's make it a three-way. I gotta go, Mom, my stomach hurts. I love you. So I live in Brooklyn, and I'm moving to Manhattan soon, and I was trying to find an apartment, and I had this dumb thought. I was like, I'm gonna look at Spider-Man's apartment, and I'm gonna live near where Spider-Man lived. Which is like a cool idea, and then I rewatched the movie, and I was like, oh, Spider-Man is like super poor. While having superpowers? What does that say about New York City? Even Spider-Man's like, this is hard. I gotta move. Why is Spider-Man poor? Isn't that like a weird detail? No one tips Spider-Man. The whole movie, we tip baristas. But Spider-Man will like stop a moving train with his bare hands. People are like, high five. It's called Spider-Man No Way Home because he's facing eviction. There are men in Times Square dressed as Spider-Man who make more money than the actual Spider-Man, and that's a problem. I like living here. I've been traveling a lot, and I don't like traveling alone because I traveled recently and I had to take an Uber from the airport. Have you done that? It's got to be the loneliest experience someone can have. Because what happened, like everyone around me was like reuniting with their friends and families, and I was just waiting for Jun Woo. So I'm gonna pitch it. I think Uber should have like a setting on the app to like fake it. Wouldn't that be nice if you tip like a bit more and then the guy acts like your dad? He shows up, he's like, Ted? I'm like, Papa? People are like, wow, that elderly Chinese man adopted a white boy. That's rare. I was in the back of an Uber recently on a date, and the girl confused me. At one point, she's like, I'm really warm. And then she like looked at me to take action. And I wanted to be chivalrous. I didn't know what to do when she's too warm. You know, I couldn't be like... It was a puzzle. If she were too cold, I'd give her my jacket. Too warm, I can't be like, take off your clothes. The driver's like, you need AC? I'm like, we're fine, Papa. Chivalry confuses me. I want to be chivalrous, but like, there's all these rules I'm not aware of. Like one time I was on a date and we were walking on the sidewalk, and the girl got weird. She's like, oh, you're breaking the sidewalk rule. I'm like, what? She's like, the guy is supposed to walk on the outside of the sidewalk, like closer to the road. Everyone's heard this but me. And I was like, well, why? She's like, because if a car comes, you can stop it. I was like, well, I had fun tonight. That was... I could maybe stop a man on rollerblades, but... What a weird, ridiculous rule. Does it apply to other things? Like if we're on the beach, like am I supposed to walk like closer to the ocean? So if a cruise ship goes rogue, get down, and I die. Women are very specific now in the dating world. At one point she's like, I'm glad you're taller than me, because I only date taller men. Like the guy has to be taller. I was like, why? Because if a plane crashes, I can just stop it with my head. And then women are like, where'd all the good men go? I'm like, I think they died. They've been struck by various forms of transportation. Cars, planes, men on rollerblades. Chivalry isn't dead, but it is killing everyone, so should stop. I'm trying to meet somebody in person. I hate the date. There's so many games on dating apps. I matched this girl a couple weeks ago on an app called Hinge, and she messages me. She was like, knock, knock. I was like, who's there? And then I never heard from her again. I was like, how did this already go sideways? That's modern dating. She lost interest halfway through her own knock-knock joke. And I'm an idiot. I was like, was this something I said? As if she's like, he said, who's there? We got another one. This guy's easy. What was the right response? Knock, knock. Don't touch my door, toots. This is private property. So I double texted. I wrote this whole thing. Hold on, I'm being vulnerable, all right? I did. I was like, look, I get you're not interested. That's fine. I'm not upset. I just need to know who's there. I messaged 9 times. She didn't respond. Finally, I just reported her. Emotional abuse. I did go on the worst first date of my life. Have you ever been on like a first date and you could tell it wasn't gonna work just by like the first word? Just immediately. This girl approached the table. She was like, greetings. I was just like, oh no. Greeting, what is this, the Disney Channel? I told my friend is like, red flag, you should have left immediately. I was like, that would have been too brutal if I was just like, toodaloo. Sayonara. I don't know, she was quirky. I thought I liked like quirky girls until I met like a real one. She had all these little moves. She took like a bite of bread and did like a little dance after. And I'm like, I don't want to judge, but I'm like, it's bread. Why are you dancing? What is this, the Great Depression? Why are you... And it's awkward for me because she's doing the little dance. I'm like, do I join in? Am I like the backup? And then I'm like, well, now we're screwed because if she's dancing for bread, she's got pasta on the... We're about to get kicked out of the restaurant. Takes one bite and just breaks it down. She was a fun fact girl. She would just like say, fun fact. I'm really traumatized, can you tell? She would just say fun facts, and like, I don't like fun facts. They're not fun. Like, you have to like make them fun. And we're on a date, so it's weird. At one point, she's like, did you know Jupiter has 79 moons? I was just like, wow. That'd be crazy if a werewolf lived there. That's what I said. And on the spot, not bad. I even doubled down. I was like, because one moon would make it transform, but like 79, that's like a mega werewolf. Have you ever been so bored on a date you just start being yourself? I was one fun fact away from burping the alphabet. I was so close. We had nothing in common. At one point, she's like, what's your sign? I'm a Gemini. I was like, we're not compatible. She's like, oh, you're a Virgo? I was like, no, you believe in astrology. She got mad. She goes, what do you believe in? And I was honest. I was like, God. She started laughing. I was like, okay, I deserve that. But then she got weird. Like, she was like, oh, you believe in God, so you must be like a conservative. You must be like closed-minded. And I'm like, why is that a thing now? To believe in God is like a narrow-minded thing? It's like, I believe in an invisible man. I think that takes the most imagination. You know, like if a kid had an imaginary friend, you wouldn't be like, what are you, Republican? Oh, we got a little Trump supporter down there. Oh, that's Timmy. He's an anti-vaxxer. Okay. So she goes, oh, you believe in God. You also believe in Santa Claus? And I was like, why wouldn't I believe in Santa Claus? It wasn't good. At one point, we got in like a debate. She's like, if God is real, then God's a woman. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. But I went with it. I was like, okay, if God has pronouns, it's like the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. I'm like, I feel like God's pronouns are they, them. You know? And you wouldn't want to mess that up. Imagine God comes back. You're like, he's back. God's like, they're back. You're going to hell. So I'm not doing dating apps anymore. That's the point. I went out with a friend to a bar recently because I want to meet somebody in person, you know? And he's one of these friends that like tries to give you advice. He's like, dude, you got to use pickup lines. He's like, you got to go up to a girl, you got to be confident. You got to be like, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Which is dumb. Also, not even a compliment. To suggest that she was kicked out of heaven. That's like being like, you look like an angel that was dishonorably discharged. You look like an angel that fell. I went on a date recently with a sapiosexual. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah, so apparently it's someone who's like attracted to intelligence. I had to look it up, so it wasn't a good start. She was cocky too. She messaged me, she's like, I'm a sapiosexual, be prepared. I was like, you got it. So I prepared like I was about to take the SATs. I got a good night's sleep. I ate a big breakfast. My mom drove me. It was... Oh, when I showed up, I was dialed in. She's like, the weather is great. I was like, indubitably. At one point, she's like, who's your favorite poet? I was like, it's D.R. Seuss. Not bad. I will say she did throw me off at one point. She'd say, okay, favorite museum on 3. 1, 2, 3. She was like, Guggenheim. I was like, wax. She was like, teach me something. Can you teach me something? I was like, did you know that Jupiter... it's got a mega werewolf. Oh, I hate dating. I feel like there's so many things that annoy me. Like I was at a bar with some friends, and there's this like group of girls, and they're like obsessed about this guy at the bar. Like so loud, I couldn't ignore it. And they're like, "Look at that guy. He's a bad boy. This guy's a bad boy." And I was like, "I have to see this guy." And there's a guy standing at the bar like this. They're like, "Look, he doesn't care at all." Then he had a toothpick. All of his clothes were ripped. He looked like he just stopped being a werewolf. Like, that was the vibe. His hair was, like, super styled. They're like, he doesn't care at all. I'm like, that guy cares. That guy cares a lot. You know, he's standing like this. This isn't natural, you know? He's got a toothpick. I'm like, I don't even know where you get toothpicks. Sitting at his apartment is 3 boxes of 2,000 toothpicks from Amazon. That's... All of his clothes were pre-ripped. He bought them ripped. I assume he bought them like that, unless he just lost a fight to a guy with a larger toothpick. Everything matched. His clothes were designer. I'm like, that guy cares a lot. You know what not caring looks like? This is the real deal, all right? I'm gonna be honest. Everything I'm wearing right now was a present. I'm literally just dressed like the man my mom thinks is attractive. That's... Hey, look, I don't care. I'm a bad boy. I appreciate it. It's good to be dating. I haven't been in a relationship in a minute. 4 years ago, I got divorced. Yeah, surprise. Yeah, I just started calling it a divorce, by the way. For years, I called it a big breakup. I said that to I even called the attorney. I was like, yeah, I'd like to file a big breakup. please. So it's true. I was when I was 23, I was married for 3 months. It was a personal best, you know. Look, on the bright side, we're so close to forever. We're inches away. No one relates right now, and that's fine. That's good. None of my friends related because they're all like my age, you know. They just spoke in cliches. One of my friends like, dude, you dodged a bullet. I was like, it hit me. They got me good. One of my friends asked if I got a prenup. I was like, no. He's like, dude, you didn't get a prenup? I was like, I wish I got a prenup because she took the sandwich bags. She took them all. My parents are divorced, so my mom and I relate, but it's like a little too much, you know. My mom and I used to have a very like normal relationship, but now that we're both divorcees, every night feels like ladies' night. We used to talk, now we chit-chat. Every time we talk, it feels like we both have glasses of rosé with our legs on the couch. I'm just like, I'm never gonna find love. She's like, shut up, you're beautiful. Say it, say you're beautiful. I'm like, I'm beautiful. And she's like, good, now tell me you don't need a man. I'm like, I don't need a man. Why don't you need a man? I'm heterosexual. And then we went dancing. You guys have been fun. I've been Ted Barton. Enjoy the rest of the show.